Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to study a very important topic regarding basic pharmacology, and this is the dose response relationship. All the responses after the administration of a given concentration of a drug depends upon some principles, and dose response relationship basically defines the principle that we are going to use in our pharmacology in future. So what is dose response relationship? It is a relationship between the dose of a drug and the magnitude of the response, or in simple words we can say it effect that is produced by that particular dose of the drug. It is called as dose response relationship. If body is using the word concentration, then we can say it as a concentration response relationship. So it is assumed that effect of drug is always proportional to the fraction of the receptors which are being occupied by the drug. So it means that with the increase of dose or with the decrease of dose, respectively, uh, the proportion of fractions of receptor occupied by the drug increases or decreases. So the maximum effect results when a particular drug occupies all the receptors. So if a drug response data are to be plotted on the graph, the curve that is obtained is known as dose response curve. Let us start with the types of dose response relationships. Generally, we describe the dose response relationship in two forms or two types. Number one is called graded dose response relationship. We also called it as gradual dose response relationship. And the second one is called quantile dose response relationship, or in other words, it is called all or none dose response relationship. So basically, dose response relation is defined in pharmacology on the basis of these two types. Let us start with graded dose response relationship or gradual dose response relationship. So it is a response which involves the continuous change in effect with change in dose. It means that when the dose changes, the response or the effect that is produced will also change. Most of the drugs uh, responses, they fall basically in this category. So it is basically a type of relationship which is useful in measuring the increment response of the drugs that can be seen in a particular individual organism. For example, if we want to see the contraction of a smooth muscle or a relaxation of a smooth muscle upon administration of a particular drug, we will see that with the increasing dose, the if the drug is meant to be used for contraction, with the increasing use of that drug, contraction of the muscle will increase in a dose dependent manner. Similar is the case with relaxation. And another example might be of change in blood pressure, that if we give the particular drug, any class of drug, for the control of blood pressure, with the increase in dose of that particular drug, the response, the therapeutic effect will be better. It means that with the increasing dose, the response will increase. Similarly, similar is the case with the adverse effects. When the dose is increased, the magnitude of the adverse effects will also increase. So if we simply plot, if we want to plot this on a graph, so a simple plot of response versus dose, that we are going to plot a graph in which on the x-axis there is dose, and on the y-axis we are taking the response, that with the increase in dose in x-axis, what type of response on y-axis is coming. It will gives us a curve which is a parabola, and the origin of that parabola is at 0 on both axes, that on x-axis and on y-axis. So a plot of response versus log dose will gives a sigmoidal curve. For example, if we convert that dose into the log dose and again we plot a graph, then we will receive a sigmoidal curve. Let us try to understand what we have discussed in the last slide. There are two figures in front of you, figure A and figure B. These are basically the graphs. They are simple graphs. Let us have a look on the graph A first. It is a simple graph between the dose and effect. On x-axis we have dose. We can also call it as concentration, and it is basically a independent variable. So in response of this dose or concentration, we will get some effect or response. We will plot this effect or response on the y-axis, and it is called as dependent variable. Now it the curve that is drawn here between this dose and this effect is called as parabola. There are also some terms that are being explained here. We will discuss them. Let us have a look on figure B. When we convert this dose into log dose and we will convert the effect into percentage, then the plot that is obtained is basically a sigmoidal curve, as you are seeing in figure B. This type of curve is called a sigmoidal curve. Here we have, it is basically the same graph as that of A, but we have changed the dose into the log dose, logarithmic scale. We have taken the logarithmic scale, and the effect is changed into percentage, right? Now let us have a look on the points that are being written on these figures. That first one is the threshold dose. So what is this threshold dose? It is basically the minimal dose that which produces the desired observable effect, or a effect that is basically recordable, or a therapeutic pharmacological response. So at this point the pharmacological response starts to appear. That is why it is here at the base point, and above it there is a response. Second point is here, it is written is ceiling dose. Now what is this ceiling dose? It is the minimal dose, it is the minimal concentration, the minimal concentration that produces the 100% effect, right? So it means that after this dose, after this ceiling dose, there will be no increase in response. Even if we try to increase the dose, even then the response will not come. And if dose is increased manifold, no response is going to appear. It is because there are no more spare receptors that are available for that particular drug. Now third one is the maximal response, or Emax, that is written in both the figures A and B. Emax, it is the maximal response. Now what is this maximal response? It is the response which is produced by a drug, obviously this under specific set of conditions, and it is the capability to produce the maximum response, and it indicates the maximal efficacy. So this is basically, we can say, it is a characteristic of a drug, that how much Emax, how much maximum response that drug is going to produce. And other term that is mentioned here is ED50. It is basically effective dose 50 or median dose 50. It is the dose which produces half of the maximal response. These definitions are written in next slide, but here we are going to understand what these terms are meant for. So look at the figure A. Here ED50 means the concentration where 50% of the dose, or the concentration where 50% of the effect is being produced. Whenever we get a point, we will plot it towards y-axis, and on y-axis the point where it is being met on this axis will give us the response that is being produced by that particular concentration of the drug. In the last slide, I have mentioned that we are going to convert the dose into log dose. why we are going to convert the dose into log dose, logarithmic scale? Is there any significance for conversion of this simple dose into logarithmic scale? Yes, the answer is yes. It is because the logarithmic change of a dose is basically used for the plotting of dose response relationship. It is because it permits display of a wide range of doses on a single graph, and because the dose response curves for different drugs can be easily compared, since log dose plots provide a more linear relationship of the data. ये इसी स्लाइड का उर्दू वर्जन है। ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि हम सिंपल डोज को लॉगरिथमिक स्केल में या लॉग डोज में कन्वर्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं। पिछली स्लाइड में मैंने आपको दो फिगर्स दिखाई, फिगर ए और फिगर बी। फिगर बी में हमने उसी जो हमारे पास रिजल्ट्स फिगर ए के थे उसी को हमने बेसिकली कन्वर्ट किया इनटू लॉगरिथमिक स्केल। इसकी क्या वजह है कि हम उसको लॉग में कन्वर्ट करते हैं? इसकी वजह यह है कि लॉगरिथमिक स्केल में कन्वर्ट करने के बाद हमारे पास वाइड रेंज ऑफ डोजेज आ जाती हैं डिस्प्ले करने के लिए एक ही ग्राफ के ऊपर। कैसे आ जाती हैं ये मैं आपको बताता हूँ। फॉर एग्जांपल हमने सिंपल ग्राफ प्लॉट किया और उसमें हमने डोजेज ली 10, 20, 30 अप टू 100 मिलीग्राम्स। ओके, यहाँ पे अब हमारे पास जो एक्स एक्सिस है उसमें 10 से 100 मिलीग्राम की डोज है, और इसका मतलब ये होगा कि 10 से 100 मिलीग्राम की डोज का जो रिस्पॉन्स आएगा उसी को हम उस ग्राफ के अंदर देख सकते हैं। ऑन दी कंट्रेरी, जब हम इसी को कन्वर्ट करेंगे लॉग स्केल में तो हमारे पास ये 10, 20, 30 अप टू 100 जो है ये कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा इनटू log 1, log 2, log 3, log 4 एंड सो ऑन। यानी कि जो 10 है वो बेसिकली कन्वर्ट हो गया 1 में, और जो 100 है वो कन्वर्ट होगा 10 में। अगर हम लॉग स्केल ले रहे होंगे तो हम उसी जगह पे उसी ग्राफ के अंदर 10 से लेके 100 की बजाय log 1 से लेके log 10, और उसके बाद log 10 का से आगे बढ़ के log 100 तक जा सकते हैं। यानी कि log 100 पे जाने का मतलब क्या है कि हम बेसिकली एक 10 मिलीग्राम से 1000 मिलीग्राम का स्केल जो है उसको चेक कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, आपको इसकी बात की समझ आ गई कि हम उसको क्यों कन्वर्ट करते हैं। दूसरी वजह कि हम इसको लॉग में क्यों कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं, उसकी वजह ये है कि जो डोज रिस्पॉन्स कर्व्स हमारे पास आ रही होती हैं, लॉग डोज रिस्पॉन्स कर्व्स, उनको आपस में कंपेयर करना आसान हो जाएगा। दो डिफरेंट ड्रग्स का लॉग डोज का जो रिस्पॉन्स होगा उसको कंपेयर करना आसान होगा। आप पिछली स्लाइड के अंदर फिगर बी देखें, ये जो कर्व है इसको हमने सिग्मोइडल कर्व का नाम दिया। इस सिग्मोइडल कर्व के ऊपर, बिल्कुल ऊपर शुरू में और एंड पे दरमियान में दो ऐसे पोर्शन हैं जो कि डिफरेंट है बाकी दरमियान वाली कर्व से। इन दोनों पोर्शंस को अगर ओमिट कर दिया जाए, ठीक है, तो दरमियान वाला जो पोर्शन है ये बेसिकली लीनियर है। ये जो लीनियर पोर्शन है ये हमें बेसिकली हेल्प आउट करता है जब हम दो डिफरेंट ड्रग्स को कंपेयर करने जा रहे होते हैं और उनकी कर्व सिग्मोइडल आ रही होती है, क्योंकि हमने उनको लॉग में चेंज किया हुआ होता है एज कंपेयर टू सिंपल पैराबोला जो कि आपने देखा है फिगर ए के अंदर। सिंपल पैराबोला है, हम दो डिफरेंट ड्रग्स को कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते पैराबोला की फॉर्म में, जबकि हम दो डिफरेंट ड्रग्स को कंपेयर कर सकते हैं सिग्मोइडल फॉर्म में, क्योंकि सिग्मोइडल फॉर्म का जो दरमियान वाला हिस्सा है वो हमें एक लीनियर पोर्शन दे रहा है। क्लियर?